Okay, so in this next part of this video, let's go back to this location, which for you is a T rather than S. And, yeah, but where you downloaded the raw data from, you will find this KML file. This is a keyhole markup language file, Google Earth. Right-click on it, copy, and go back to your folder. So we have SBG051 there. So here we are in Homes, Document, SBG051. Click on Raw Data there. And I think we don't need any further organization of this. Let's just paste that in there. We don't want to get create too many folders. It's not meaningful in this case. So this is our KML file. If we go back to the instructions, it says we can open this file in two ways. We can open it in Google Earth or in Google Maps, but we can also open it as a text file, because this is actually a text file. And it will contain lots of stuff. Let's just try and expand what stuff might mean. If I double click on this now, it will open up in Google Earth Pro, because that program is installed on this computer, on this server rather. If you don't have it installed on your home computer, you can download it for free, put this KML file on your own computer if you like. That's fine. But otherwise, let's just right click on this for now and then edit with Notepad++. Now, Notepad++ is a text editor program, one that it's about the only program I really like on Windows. It actually makes using Windows livable. So here we have a KML file, which is actually a type of XML. You will see the term XML quite frequently, extensible markup language. It's a method, a way of describing data, and it has conventions for how to create a description using these brackets, these pointy brackets here. You create a description. In this case, it says document. So we now know that what's following this is going to be the document, and that is closed off at the end down here by this closing statement with this backslash that says, well, now the document is ended. That's the end of the document. So everything in between those two is part of the document. We can see here above that we have the KML, open bracket KML, plus some description stuff, and that tab is closed off there. And then that was the very last tab we saw at the bottom, was closing that one off. Similarly, under document, what is the name of this document? The name is remote sensing training.kml, end of the name. And then we start a style. So we open something that is a style, and the style has an ID of this pushpin here. That's the name of this style. And then we close the style off down there. So everything in between that and that belongs to this style. Similarly here, this is all sort of standard stuff that gets pushed into the KML file when it's created. If we look further down, we're going to have to sort of go down quite a way past all of this styling data that gets created automatically. Now, finally, we get to our folder. So this is a folder where that will contain data. The name of this folder, again, is the same tab. It's the name, but this is relevant for this folder, not for a style or for the document. This is the name of this folder because we're inside this folder tab. Remote sensing training is the name of this folder. And then we close that off and say, right, we're end of the name now. We're no longer describing the name. We're still in folder, but we're done with the name. And then there's an instructor or a quality here called open, and that is set to 1. 1 in a binary condition usually means true. So we want to open this folder. The program will open it for us. And then that instruction is ended. If it had been a 0 there, the folder wouldn't open. And then we begin a description. And that description ends there. So we build up, this is how XML works, and this is how GML works, geographic markup language, and how KML works. So KML is a subset of GML, and GML uses XML as its basic method, the way it behaves. The specific tabs, these names, these descriptions that exist within it, are defined as being GML, but the way that this is performed is the XML. Okay, so we've seen this, we've got through that. Let's go back to the instructions, and we can follow this and perhaps hopefully now understand how these instructions are built up, how these instructions to the program work. So it's actually reasonably straightforward. If you can understand English, this is a place mark, so this is something that we're going to look at, and it's got this name and there's this description, timestamp, when. So this is a function of Google Earth, that you have many different images. Depending on where you are, you have different timestamps on them. When was the image taken? So you can look at images over the Earth from different times. So this timestamp tells you which image we're going to be looking at. Where we're going to be, longitude and latitude, that tells you where where we're going to look at. The altitude is always, in most cases, should be set to 0. Heading is kind of which way it's tilted, which way we're looking, and we've got a tilt range there. Some other instructions. There's a lot of repetition in this, it would appear, but let's not worry about that for now. We get a basic understanding of what's going on within the image. So that we can close that down now, and then we can close that down, and then we go back to Explorer, and we're in the right location there. We can just double click on this now, and it should, with any luck, open up in Google Earth. And let's just see what happens. Soon, any second. So you can click that away if you like, or keep it on if you prefer. Close that, and it is now zoomed in to our start location. And you will now, so this is the folder has been opened, as you can see. Rather than, if it wasn't open, it would have been like that, but now it is actually open. We can click there, and we have lots of, sorry, this is the one we should be looking at, not this one up here. That's the pre-installed in the program. We've just opened up this. It's under temporary places, tillfälliga platser, and it's this remote sensing training KML file, and here we have our folder down here. And just click through all of these places and read these and try to understand what's being shown in the image. You're more than welcome to zoom in and look around. So here we want to find out what a coniferous forest looks like, for example. And if you need to get up that window again, if you want to read those, just you can actually just click on it and it comes up. So there we go, and we have a description of the forest. So by clicking on each of these in turn, you get taken on a tour, and we can try and understand. This is just to train your remote sensing eye, so to speak, so that you understand what the imagery looks like. Okay, I think we're pretty much done there.